Hey there, my amazing angling friends. Welcome back to the channel, your go-to spot for all things fishing. Today, we're diving deep into what to expect on the water for Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Right here in beautiful New Zealand, I've got some fascinating insights and practical tips that just might turn your next outing into an unforgettable adventure. This day, friends, holds some interesting potential. It's late spring, the fish are waking up, but the new moon and typical spring weather patterns could throw us some curveballs. Stick around because by the end of this you'll know exactly how to tackle the waters, whether you're chasing trout in clear rivers or snapper in the vibrant gulfs. Let's talk tactics for a few of our favorite species, keeping in mind the conditions typical for this time of year. First up, for you freshwater enthusiasts, the brown trout and rainbow trout are going to be feeling feisty. October marks the official opening of many trout waters, and these fish are hungry after the winter and spawning season. Where to look? Focus on rivers and lake margins. If we've had a bit of rain, river mouths, especially those with some color from recent flows, will be prime spots as trout move in for an easy feed. In lakes, look for warming, shallow areas where baitfish and insects are becoming more active. What to use? For rivers, my experience tells me that spin fishing with larger lures or weighted nymph rigs with bigger patterns will be highly effective. Don't shy away from streamers or even worm patterns in stained water, as the fish will need something visible. For lake fishing, jigging or slow trolling with small, bright lures or soft plastics mimicking baitfish can be deadly. Remember, these fish are trying to put on weight, so they'll be aggressive. Now, for those who prefer the salty spray, let's cast our minds towards snapper to eat. Down in the South Island, expect averages around 16 degrees Celsius, which is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Nighttime temperatures will drop, ranging from 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, 46 to 54 Fahrenheit in the north, and 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, 41 to 50 Fahrenheit in the south. Atmospheric pressure can be a bit variable, typical for a spring month where conditions can change quickly. We're looking at moderate winds averaging around 12 to 17 miles per hour with a chance of stronger northwesterlies, especially in windier regions like Wellington. There's also a 40 to 50% chance of sporadic rain. How does this impact fishing? Fluctuating pressure can make fish a bit more cautious, but the moderate winds can actually stir up food, and any rain that colors the rivers can be a good thing for trout, offering them cover and bringing in more sustenance. Water temperature. Our New Zealand waters in October are still on the cool side but definitely warming up. Expect sea temperatures to average between 12 to 16 degrees Celsius, 54 to 61 Fahrenheit in coastal areas like Auckland, and a bit cooler, around 11 to 12 degrees Celsius, 52 Fahrenheit, further south near Christchurch. Inland lakes will also still be cool. This cool to warming trend means fish are becoming active but aren't yet in their full summer feeding frenzy. Snapper might be holding in slightly deeper coastal areas, while trout will be more active in the warming shallows, especially when the sun hits the water. The moon phase. On October 21st, 2025, we have a new moon with virtually 0% illumination. Now, some old-school anglers believe the new moon can be a bit tricky, while others swear by the darker nights for more active nocturnal feeding, though that's more common law. This stable weather, combined with the cooling water, is a classic autumn trigger for predatory fish to go on the hunt, building up reserves before the deep chill of winter. Speaking of water temperature, the sea around Ireland in October hovers around 13 to 14 degrees Celsius. Inland waters will be slightly cooler, but generally above 10 degrees Celsius. This cooling trend from summer to autumn is a critical trigger. It signals to predatory fish that it's time to feed aggressively to build up their reserves for the approaching colder months, making them more active hunters. It's a natural shift in their metabolism that we anglers can exploit. The sun will rise at 8:03 and set at 18:15, giving us over 10 hours of daylight to enjoy. Now let's talk about the moon phase. On Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, we will be experiencing a new moon. The illuminated surface of the moon will be 0%. While some popular fishing beliefs associate certain moon phases with better or worse fishing, many experienced anglers, myself included, find that local weather, water conditions, and the fish's natural feeding patterns in autumn are far more significant factors. A new moon often means darker nights, which can sometimes influence nocturnal feeding, but for daytime angling, the stable weather and feeding frenzy will be paramount. Overall fish activity in Ireland this October 21st is expected to be high for predatory species. Fish have now finished spawning, leading to better sport and a greater spread of fish throughout the water. The cooling water and consistent weather create ideal conditions for species like pike, bass, brown trout, and perch to be actively seeking food. Según la sabiduría popular, la luna nueva es un momento excelente para la pesca de depredadores. Con poca luz en las noches, los peces forrajeros se sienten más seguros y se mueven más durante el día, atrayendo a los grandes. Es un período donde los peces más grandes pueden ser más activos al no tener la luz lunar que los delate. Así que, amigos, la actividad general de los peces. Para este día la califico como excelente a muy buena. Estamos en pleno bajón de otoño, donde sienten la urgencia biológica de alimentarse en abundancia para acumular reservas antes del invierno. Buscarán alimento de forma activa en aguas menos profundas. Las temperaturas suaves, la estabilidad asumida de la presión y la fase de luna nueva se combinan para crear un escenario casi perfecto para unas capturas memorables. Así que, amigos, ya lo saben, ni cola ni escama para este 21 de octubre de 2025. Si les ha gustado este pronóstico, no olviden dejar un buen like, suscribirse al canal y activar la campanita para no perderse ningún vídeo. Cuéntenme en los comentarios qué planes tienen para esta jornada, qué especie van a buscar con más ganas, y si ya han tenido alguna picada espectacular este otoño, compartan la historia. Nos vemos en el agua.